Good morning.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. This is the WOW podcast, WOWW, Wendy's on Wellness Wednesday. I am Dr. Wendy Sue Massey. I am an integrative medicine practitioner, owner of Freedom Holistic Wellness, holistic nutrition specialist, author, wife, mom, Gigi, lover of Jesus and all things natural. And this is my amazing bestie, Wendy Flournoy.
Hi, guys. Wendy Flournoy, certified hypnotherapist, herbalist, forager, educator, student, wife, mom, Gigi, lover of all things non-toxic and God-given.
Amen, sister. Well, we
missed y'all last week.
We missed y'all last week, and we've got some updates because that was not a planned thing. We had the Seeking Whole Health Conference, which was amazing, except for one thing.
I wasn't there.
Right.
I was not able to go. My husband had some issues come up, and I had to stay home. And I'm so sad. I pouted all weekend.
Yes, so did I. It was wonderful. It was wonderful being there. My kids were there. One of our dear sweet friends, Rachel, also had an emergency with her husband and had to leave after the first day. So it was a powerful conference, but it was one where we were praying hard for our girls. So I tell you what, because it was so sad that you guys had to miss. And I was just
so happy that you were able to stay and that your kids were there. I mean, God always knows what he's doing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He does. It was so incredible. I'm still on a high from it as we were last year. We'll definitely be doing it again. If you guys are interested in going, y'all, to be around 1,000 people who love Jesus and also care about their health in a natural way, in the way God intended. Man, I mean, it's an environment I never want to leave. It's just such
energizing. It's fulfilling.
I didn't know what was going on in the world during that time. Other than reaching out to my husband and to you just to check on y'all a couple of times, I had no interaction with the outside world, and it was so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was so amazing. It really was. It was total chaos, but all great chaos.
Yes, definitely.
I came home exhausted, but also exhilarated all at the same time. So
on my to-do list too is sign up for next year. I have a tremendous to-do list today.
Yes. I was going to say that if anybody watching this wants to go next year, I should have created a QR code for that. I created a QR code for everything else to put on here. But Seeking Whole Health Conference, they are doing their pre-sale for 1 week only. It will end this Saturday, and their prices are significantly discounted. Now, I will tell you, their VIP prices went way up this year. They are going to include some other things, and they're also going to have less VIP tickets available. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with the 2-day pass.
That's right.
The regular old standard 2-day pass, it's still every bit worth it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be normally $229 for the 2 days. Right now, through this week only, it is $149. So if it's something that you would like to do with us, if you're a friend of ours and you come out there, I'm telling you, I have a feeling we're going to have a monstrous Airbnb next year.
That's right. I'll say we're going to need a much bigger place next year.
Yes. Ours was awesome. It held 8 people, but my daughter's already recruiting half of her neighborhood to come next year. So we're going to have a big old one, but what an amazing conference. It's just so good. And let's see here.
I'm saying
now cheaper. Yes, you're right, Debbie.
They're going to have a bigger venue.
Yes. Well, and I actually talked to them. I talked to them, and I don't know the specifics, but I do know that they are definitely doing the same venue this coming year with plans to grow in 2027, or excuse me, 2028,
okay.
A larger venue. But I'm telling you that it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's growing so fast. This year was sold out completely.
Yes. And expect it to again. So So if you are somebody that wants one of the VIP passes, they're only doing 100 of the ones that will normally be $7.99. They're on sale for $5.99, and they're only doing 50 of their premium, which is going to be $11.99 and include so much. They're on sale for $9.99 this week only. But like I said, even the 2-day one, y'all, do not sleep on that, because if this sold out, it's going to sell out again.
2 days for $149. You can't beat it.
The giveaways that they hand even the people with the regular pass is worth $150 alone. Never mind all of, the amazing information you'll get. So you will not regret it. It is worth it. It is Seeking Whole Health Conference in Wooster, Ohio. Absolutely by far the best conference I have ever attended. And this is now my 2nd year, and I plan to make it an annual thing. It's incredible.
Yes. It's amazing. Totally worth it. Beautiful area. They always have options for lunch to add on lunch. You don't have to. They have food trucks available. You can bring your own lunch.
Yeah.
Whatever you like,
I tell you what, I wasn't going to do any of the food trucks, but my daughter saw one of them had sweet potato fries, which is like my kryptonite. Sweet potato fries. And they made them with just sweet potatoes and avocado oil.
I had seen one of her advertisements saying the food trucks do align with how
they 100% aligned, and they were fantastic. But my daughter brought me those sweet potato fries, and they were amazing.
Nice.
Amazing. All right. So what else has been going on this last week? My whole world was this conference. I did lose our rooster.
Oh no.
I was cooking supper last night, and kept hearing a weird ruckus, and it didn't hit me that it could have been coming. I thought it was coming from downstairs, and it was my mama. And when I saw she was okay, I was like, okay, well, I don't know what I heard. After supper, I looked, and there was clearly a major fight. One of our girls, his favorite girl, was injured, but she's alive for now. I hope she survives. But I saw big old long tail feathers everywhere, and then I found him. But they had to have fought across this whole yard, whatever it was that got him.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Unfortunately, I don't have my precious crow in anymore in the morning, because he was our only rooster. But anyway,
I'm sorry about that.
Farm life,
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad, right?
No, I know.
Bad but true. I've been busy. I sent you a picture because I knew you would appreciate it. Y'all, I have peaches. I have peaches on my tree.
So awesome.
They're so teeny tiny, but there's so many of them that I'm going to have to pull probably half off, which is always heart-wrenching. But, I'm learning quickly to not be scared to prune and not be scared to pull off that fruit. So what you do get is much better.
Yes. I know you sent me that picture. I was like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. I love it.
I was so excited. I couldn't believe it because it's only the 2nd year. I thought for sure I would have to wait at least 4 years.
Yeah.
And I planted 2 cherry trees.
Nice.
So we'll see what they do. Right now, they're just bare sticks.
That's so funny.
So what kind of a lot of work around here, and I got my chip drop yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Came home from University of Virginia with Rick because we had our big consult yesterday, and they put the whole big pile in front of my double gates to get out of my fence area.
Oh no!
They were supposed to open it up and put it inside the gates. So I have a lot of work to do.
Oh my goodness! Oh boy! But what happens? Yes. So what kind of tea are you drinking today?
Oh, this is the new blend that I was going to be bringing with me to give to you, called the Crimson Renewal.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is hibiscus based, but it's not just plain tart like hibiscus is.
Okay.
Because it has rose hips, orange peel, peppermint, and ginger root in it.
Oh, that sounds
so it kind of balances out some. But I've had Rick on this tea for 3 months because every time he was going to the doctor, his blood pressure was high, and they kept saying things, and I'm like, we got to get this under control because they're going to want to put you on meds.
Yeah.
So I blended this for him specifically, and then I had someone ask me for a hibiscus tea, and I'm like, well, I just made this one, and it's really good. So yesterday when we went to UVA for our transplant consult, his blood pressure was normal.
Beautiful.
And I was so excited because I'm like, oh, here we go. This is the test.
But YouTube, Wendy's not playing doctor on
That's
YouTube.
right. That's right. This is not medical advice. This is only personal experience. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on YouTube.
For anybody who hasn't been with us from the beginning and doesn't understand why we always say that, other than the obvious, we literally got our hand smacked and our algorithms all screwed up for recommending Manuka honey early on in our podcast, and we've never recovered from it. YouTube has put baby in the corner.
They banned our video because we talked about the medicinal benefits of Manuka honey.
Yes.
So we have to state that this is not for medicine. This is just personal experience and me telling you what I know.
Right.
Always talk to your primary care physician.
This is why we moved over to Rumble. Not a lot of people are on, or not as many people are on Rumble. More and more are going over there, but that's why, on our website, I encourage people when they watch our video, it's our Rumble link. Yes. Anywhere that I post our replay of our podcast, it's always our Rumble link because they would never squash us. No, so
they don't squash anybody.
I'm cheating on you today. I never cheat on you. I always use your teas, but I have to share because I got this as a free sample at the conference. It's a moringa mint tea.
That sounds amazing.
From Natural Hope Herbals, and I'm very excited. Anybody who wants to go, they do a 1-day free health and wellness day at their farm that's just north of Harrisburg, and they are incredible. I'm going. It's going to be June 24th. It's a Wednesday. It's an all day.
I'm hoping to go. Just depends on how things work out. If I end up going, we can broadcast live together.
Yes, and our good friend Jasmine Lucero, who we just love. She's the publisher of founder of Christian Herbal Magazine. She's going to be speaking, so you can bet I'm not missing her when she's this close to me because she's from Texas. So I love that she's going to be there. Anyway, girl, you're talking about plantain today. What you want to share with us about
plantain? Y'all, and if you don't know what it is, I'm sure that you've seen it or come across it or walked on it before.
Yep.
It is everywhere, especially this time of year.
It is.
And
that's a broadleaf.
Yes.
Broadleaf.
I am going to be specifically speaking about broadleaf plantain today.
Okay.
Now, narrowleaf plantain still does have the same kind of benefits. It still looks the same, except the leaves are narrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Or narrowleaf plantain. So those are the pictures. And then I went out this morning and picked some of the leaves. They're very ribby. They're very stringy. You can cook these up and eat them like spinach. They are, it's called plantago.
Interesting.
And it's, I know most of us have stepped on it or walked past it or maybe even pulled up and tossed it because it's a weed that grows very vigorously throughout everywhere. But it is also one of the most healing plants or weeds, that grow beneath our feet. They, in native colonial times, the natives would call it white man's foot.
Interesting.
Because it popped up everywhere the colonizers walked. Because they brought it over and it spread so fast that it would just kind of go along the paths that they walked. So the Indians would call it white man's foot.
Interesting.
I thought that was a cool story. So I was like, I had never heard that before.
Just real quick, I just want to share. I've got different QR codes for our sponsors, but I've got yours up right now. So
okay, I will tell y'all, I think I finally got my security issue taken care of on my website. I told Wendy I have to make another call because I noticed today when you go to my website, everything's working, but when you go to my store tab, there's a link broken or something saying, oops, can't find this page. So I'm going to be calling them this afternoon. So just a heads up, I'm still working on it.
So save that code.
That's right.
All right, keep going. Sorry, I just wanted to let people know.
No, that's okay, because I love that you're able to do that, because we have so many people that we don't always remember to mention.
Yes.
Okay, now plantain that we're talking about, is not the banana looking fruit. Okay, it is the leaf, the weed that grows everywhere. It is called plantago. The Latin name is plantago. It grows low to the ground in the rosette forms. And it has those thick ribs in it. And the only difference between the broadleaf and the narrow leaf is the width of the leaves. So the narrow leaf would be like this amount.
Yeah.
Okay. But they look the same. They have the same medicinal benefits to them. They pop up everywhere. And from what I found, it basically depends on your region. Like my region where I am, the broadleaf grows like crazy everywhere. Now you can find the narrow leaf here too. It's just not as prevalent here as the broadleaf. And
I think we are 50-50 here. You remember walking around here?
Yes, you have a ton up there of both.
Our whole yard, our whole 2 acres is plantain.
Now most herbalists will call plantain nature's bandage, because it's one of the best things to use for bug bites, bee stings, splinters, rashes, and even poison ivy. Okay, so just crush it up, use it as a poultice, a bit like a bandage or whatever. You can soak it in water and use the water for like poison ivy and stuff like that.
You can chew it.
Yeah, you can chew it. You can put it in your hand and just crush it. It works all the same way. You can put it right on the skin. It's not going to burn or harm or anything like that. It's going to instantly reduce inflammation. It's going to soothe any kind of itching or stinging. And it's also going to speed up the healing process.
Right.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, all these weeds. But it doesn't stop there. It's also internally soothing. So it's a demulcent herb, meaning it moistens and calms irritation. So great for sore throats, great for dry coughs, great for gut inflammation, even urinary irritation. Okay. So typically it just brings gentle ease, comfort to the body. If you're drinking it internally, externally too, gentle. It's not going to be harsh. Yeah. It's cooling. It's pretty safe for pretty much everybody. Nursing mothers, you always want to talk to your doctor first. People don't tend to have allergies to plantain, which is kind of, I mean, that's nice, because there's so many other things that grow as weeds that people are allergic to. Plantain it grows in places that aren't perfect.
Right.
You can find it growing through sidewalk cracks, in asphalt driveways, in parking lots. It grows where the ground needs to be healed.
Interesting.
Yes. Which I'm like, okay, right now, and it says that will pop up if you need healing, it will pop up more. Well, I found it very interesting that my 3/4 of my backyard this year is plantain.
Oh my goodness. With everything y'all going on with Rick.
definitely took that as my sign from the good Lord that I needed to harvest and preserve all of this plantain.
Yes, for sure.
Pay attention to the signs that God gives you.
Yes.
Because we've been here 8 years and we have never had this much plantain in our yard.
You know what my favorite part of Plantain is? Besides I love being out in the yard and not having to run up to the house if I got, stung or something. I can just, chew it up and put it on. It's what you and I discovered about the psyllium husk fiber.
Yes, I was getting ready to talk about that because you noticed in the picture, one of the pictures I showed y'all, it is a member of the psyllium family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can see those little stalks that grow, and the seeds grow on the little stalks when they come up. They are psyllium husks. Okay, they're just the smaller, non-commercial versions.
Uh-huh.
So you can harvest them and use them as psyllium husks. Okay, and that was one of the things that it mentions in here, that you can harvest that, grind them up, and make a flour.
That's amazing. And for anybody that doesn't know what psyllium husk fiber is, that is an amazing source of fiber. High
fiber.
Yeah, it's high fiber. I'm trying to remember if it's soluble or insoluble. I believe it's insoluble. But it is a very good source of fiber. I include psyllium husk fiber in some of my recipes for like my high fiber breads and things like that.
Yes.
It is the primary ingredient in Metamucil. No, that does not mean you want to go get Metamucil if you need if you need fiber. Get plain psyllium husk fiber, but this is a way you can harvest it and have it yourself. I mean, I just love that.
Yes.
So
it's readily available everywhere if you're just looking for it.
Yeah.
You know how it is when you're thinking about buying a new car and you don't really see many of them and you're like, that's the car I want. And then you buy it and you see them everywhere.
Yes. That's how this is, for sure.
Once you start looking, you will just be like, oh my gosh, this stuff really is everywhere.
It is.
And I can use this in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. I know last year I was harvesting it to pair with, was it lemon balm for some skin care?
Yes.
Because it was so good for topical, skin care.
It is wonderful topically and internally because it's so powerful, yet it's so gentle. And lemon, we talk about it all the time when making teas. Lemon balm is perfectly paired with almost everything.
Yes, definitely.
Plantain has this thing about it where it brings balance back to the body.
Absolutely.
Gentle enough that if it meets inflammation or irritation or heat in the body, it's going to bring back balance nice and gently.
Yes.
It doesn't force, it restores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that might be why it resonates with me so deeply this year.
Yeah.
Restoration.
Yeah.
It grows where it's needed the most.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, it sure does. But that's anything. If you're paying attention, and it's like, don't ever get into the mindset that this is what grows in my yard.
Yeah.
Because it changes.
It does change.
Not that you've planted anything or not that you've done anything different, but God's pretty amazing that way of putting what we need close to us when we need it. Yeah. So nothing in my yard is the same as last year.
I really encourage you all, if you're not in a, neighborhood with a HOA that is going to yell at you if you don't cut your grass and stuff like that. But right now, we've cut it once this year, but when you can, let as much of your yard grow so you have the opportunity to see what God is providing you in your very own yard first.
Yes.
If you just get right out there as soon as you see the first long blade of grass and you're cutting it all down, especially if you're somebody that doesn't spray. If you spray, don't worry about it. Do whatever. Because I don't want
never ever want to harvest from areas like beside highways or roads. Never ever want to harvest if you know the area has been sprayed with pesticides or herbicides or anything like that. You don't want to use it.
Right. But if you don't spray your yard, let it go for a little bit and just see what you have.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's
It
amazing.
is very amazing. Very amazing. Because like I said, my yard, all 8 years, my yard has not been the same.
Yeah.
Every year it's different on what's around the most.
Hmm.
You know, I thought for sure that I would have some pop-up Tulsi basil, holy basil come up this year because I had so many last year. I have not seen one.
Really?
One impromptu holy basil plant have I seen yet,
Wow.
which is so weird because last year like a quarter of my yard came up holy basil.
Yeah. That is wild.
So I'm good. That means I have to plant more this year
Yeah,
myself.
definitely. Definitely.
So just think about when you're in the yard and walking around or foraging, plantain, whether it's broadleaf or narrow leaf, it's pretty much everywhere. Start looking for it, start using it, and that I don't pull it. I will take the leaves off, but I don't pull the plant up. So like when I'm going out and getting the dandelions, I will dig the dandelions up because I want the roots.
Yeah.
Especially after I found out they were $19.99 a pound.
Oh my goodness. Yes. My goodness.
I'm like, oh, let me go dig up some dandelions.
Crazy.
So just think about plantain and looking for them and remembering that they're one of God's most faithful little healers.
I love it. I love it. And before we move on, I want to bring up one of our affiliates, We Heart Nutrition, this code up here at the top. They are, anybody that's followed me for any length of time knows I have never, ever, 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 ever recommended an entire supplement company because I've always had something of theirs that I wasn't fully excited about. You know, it could have been any one of their products. And
Right.
I always said I would never stand behind a supplement company unless I could 100% stand behind all their products. Well, lo and behold, here comes We Heart Nutrition. They are a Christian-based supplement company out of Texas. They are small, a family-owned business. Let me tell you, every time I have a question, the owner or his wife directly answer me. They are the most amazing couple. Proceeds from their business goes to build pro-life centers down there in Texas or to help fund them. And they are doing amazing work, but their products are incredible. I first found them a couple years ago when I was looking for a good quality prenatal vitamin for one of my clients. And I personally use their Women's Plus 40 or Women's 40 Plus multivitamin, their magnesium glycinate. And they have the best quality probiotic I have found, hands down, from any company. And I use all three of those. And my husband uses the men's multi as well. And I just couldn't recommend anybody else anymore. So if you are interested in We Heart Nutrition, you get 20% off your first order with this link and code Wendy20.
Nice.
All right. Today we're going to talk about your body is not broken. It is responding. And this was a theme that came up a lot at the conference. And this is why I just really wanted to talk about it today. Coming off this past week and speaking at the conference, I had so many conversations with people. And that was just one theme I couldn't ignore, is that people feel like their bodies are failing them. And, like something is broken. And, people will tell me I'm doing everything I can and nothing's working. So I really want to challenge that thinking. I want you to shift your mindset, because what if your body isn't broken? What if it's actually responding to exactly what you're putting into it, or what it was designed, the way it was designed to? Our bodies are giving us feedback. Our bodies are communicating with us. When I started having all of my shoulder pain, when I got my frozen shoulder, the very first thing I did wasn't go, oh gosh, well, this is it. I'm done. My life is over. I'm now going to be this, full of disease and have to take all these medicines. What is happening? I didn't look at it like that. I said, okay, what is my body trying to tell me?
That's right.
Is off, and I need to figure out what my body is trying to communicate to me. And I did. And so I've been able to reverse this a lot more rapidly than typical. I'm still not fully healed, but it is happening a whole lot faster than typical. But it's because I'm focused on the way my body's communicating to me. So,
and people need to remember that if you're still on the lines of eating all ultra processed foods and things like that, those receptors that signal to you that something is off, those can be blocked heavily by the way that you're eating. Yeah. So with following the way Wendy teaches, your body comes back into a line to being able to hear those subtle signals before it gets out of control.
I tell people all the time, that's such a great point, honey. I tell people all the time, because once in a while I'll get somebody who's a naysayer that'll come up to me and say, well, I eat whatever I want and I feel just fine. Bet you don't.
For today.
Bet you have no idea. It isn't until you clean up your diet. For some people feel like garbage and they just know. They're like, I got to make changes. But if you eat awful and you feel well, your body just, it
hasn't caught up yet. It hasn't caught up yet.
It hasn't caught up yet. Or like Wendy said, your signals are being blocked. And it isn't until you clean everything up and realize, oh my goodness, I felt horrible and didn't know it. I thought that was
because some of that stuff happens over time. So you don't even really pay attention to it, or you chalk it up to, what do we hear every time we go to the doctor and say something hurts? We hear, oh, it's just your age.
Right. Nonsense.
No.
You know what? I work with women in their 70s and close to 80 who are living these amazing, just full of vitality lives. And they will tell you, don't you ever let age be an excuse.
That's right.
If your body is trying to tell you something, listen to the signals and adjust it. And even hearing you talk about Plantain today, I love that you highlighted how so simple can draw things out, calm inflammation, support healing. And it's such a good reminder that our bodies are constantly trying to do the same thing internally. They're not working against us. They're working for us.
Right. Because God didn't make healing complicated.
Right.
We've just forgotten.
Exactly.
We've forgotten that God made us perfectly and gave us all the tools that we need.
That's right.
So we just need to remember.
That's right. And so when you're reframing this, I really want you to, instead of asking what's wrong with me, ask yourself, what's my body trying to tell me? Right. Because your body is going to constantly communicate. And I have some here that I can share. Fatigue, your body's conserving energy. Why is it conserving energy? Yeah. Weight resistance, your body might be protecting you. Yep. Sometimes people think, oh my gosh, I'm doing everything and I can't lose weight. Your body could be protecting you. Anxiety, your nervous system is overloaded. What is causing your nervous system to be overstimulated? A lot of times in these days, it's notifications on your daggone phone. It could be anything like that. Brain fog is a sign of inflammation, overload, and gut imbalance. Digestive issues are gut signaling distress. Another one I didn't write down, but this is one I see all the time. Somebody comes to me. I just talked to one of my clients yesterday that's having really bad skin breakouts, and that's not normal for her. I said, okay, let's look at your gut. Because 95% of the time when you're having some kind of breakout on your body, it's related to what's happening internally in your gut. Absolutely. So these aren't random. These are messages. So many people are stuck because they're fighting their body instead of listening to it. And y'all, I'm not telling I'm integrative medicine. There's a time and a place for, conventional medicine. Yes. But unfortunately, what conventional medicine does in these things, let me use the example of the skin. They're just going to give you a topical steroid cream just to fix what's happening and not get to the root. They're not going to ask you what you're eating.
They're not going to know why. And they're not, which leads to it's going to keep coming back and back and back every time, whatever that triggered it, every time you have that.
If you don't fix the root cause.
That's right.
And that's just how it is. So, so many people when I say they're fighting their body instead of listening to it, they might be doing things like restricting more food, exercising harder, taking random supplements. That's something I have to rein people in all the time, because they'll hand me, 30 supplements that they're taking, and you're confusing your body. You're giving it so many different signals. A lot of times we don't need that much. Sometimes we really need to pull back and simplify from that, or you're chasing symptoms.
I was going to say, fix that statement. We don't need that much if you're eating right.
Bingo. Yeah. Everything that I do when I'm working with people is nutrition forward. Are there times supplements are necessary? 1,000%.
Sure.
Y'all, I've been honest with you about my omegas. I'm trying so hard to eat sardines. And so if I could just get my brain to forget that it is a dumb little fish that I just got out of a can and I don't want to eat. I've got to figure out how to do. I
tried your trick of mixing it with tuna fish. That works pretty good.
It does. But I can only eat so much daggone tuna too.
I know.
I take a good quality omega-3 supplement because that is one of the things I have got to do.
Yeah.
I eat so healthy. So it's not a matter of my omega-6s being too high. It's my omega-3s are too low, and I got to fix that balance. So that's one of the things you can supplement for, but you got to evaluate, if it was something that I knew I could eat enough of, then I would never take an omega-3 supplement. But daggone it, I just can't make myself eat that much fish. I wish I could. So
I ended up making my own turmeric supplements.
Oh yeah.
Because for my inflammation in my knees and things. And I was like, I didn't want to spend the money on the ones that were totally clean with no junk. And with my freeze dryer, I was able to freeze dry it, make my own recipe, fill my own clean capsules. And it's like, okay, well, do I take them all the time? No.
Right.
But it's great knowing I have the option if I feel like that I need them.
Absolutely.
I need that extra boost or whatever, because I'm of the belief that we shouldn't take anything all the time.
No, I agree. No. I agree. In very rare circumstances, like I've shared, I've struggled with keeping my vitamin D up. Yeah. And that's one of those things. Right now I'm in a season where I am taking it every single day until I find out that I finally have reached where I want to be. But yeah,
sometimes it is a season. Sometimes it's a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Until things get right.
Exactly. So your body's primary job is to protect you. And that's the part that changes everything. If your body's primary job is not weight loss, energy, and feeling amazing, it's survival. So if you are communicating to your body with what you're putting in it, that you're going to have it concerned for its own survival, i.e. processed foods, that it knows it's clueless what to do with that, because you're just putting all these foreign substances in that your body can't do anything with. Mm-hmm. So what does it do for survival? It takes in all these foreign bodies and it flushes out what it can. But a lot of times it just gets placed in places out of the way.
Because it doesn't know what to do with it.
And they are linking that to being one of the biggest causes of cancers, especially in women, because, like middle-aged women where we carry all our weight in our belly, that fat, that adipose tissue around our belly is the best hiding place for toxins that then become cancerous. And so that's why so many women, from our breasts all the way down to, our cervix, we have such a high risk because of where we're carrying all of that, the excess fat. And that's where all these toxins are deposited. So it's so important that you are sharing with your body what it needs for survival instead of working against it.
And that could be true for the mind and the spirit too.
Oh, 100%.
That kind of applies to everything, because your subconscious mind works the same way.
Yeah.
It's fight or flight.
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and your mind is going to do the same thing that your body does. It's going to protect you.
And some examples of that too, when it's in survival mode, chronic stress, your body's going to slow down its metabolism.
Yep.
So like today, I'm teaching a thyroid support program right now, a 6-week thyroid support program in our community. Join the Freedom Holistic Wellness community, y'all. It is amazing.
Yes, come join us.
But that's what I'm talking about in that session today, because so much of what we do hinges on the amount of stress that we're holding on to, because we're not sleeping, we're, not allowing our body to decompress. And, so it's not always the food you're giving it, it's the stress you're putting it under. Poor sleep, your body raises its cortisol levels. Inflammation, your body's holding on to its resources. So, when you're wondering why you can't lose weight because of inflammation, what are you putting into your body that's causing this inflammatory response? And blood sugar instability, your body stays on alert. So it will always choose survival over optimization. So my goal is always to help people optimize. We get you on the other side, we're giving you the right inputs, and then we help you optimize. So if your body feels like it's under threat, it will not prioritize healing. And all of you that still eat processed foods are constantly putting your body under threat. Yeah. And people just don't understand what an impact that has. That's why
it's so much harder.
Yes, it does. And that's why I tell people all the time, all these nutrition people that give you cheat days. I don't believe in cheat days, because your cells regenerate every 90 days. Why are you going to have a weekend where you just flood your body with garbage and possibly create this big inflammatory response, altering some of your cells, and then you don't get a second chance with them until they regenerate, at the end of a 90-day cycle?
If you have to have a cheat day, that tells me that it's a gimmick.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, yes. Okay, well, most of us are looking for sustainable, lifelong that we can stick to. Exactly. Right? So it's like, once you learn that, and I'm still not perfect, because I am still learning, but the more I learn, the more I change.
Absolutely.
And it goes with the eating, with the products, with the stuff we use for skincare. It just kind of, it kind of snowballs. And it's like, the more you learn, the more you change.
Yes. Yes.
So if you have to have a cheat day, that tells me it's like not sustainable.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree. We've got a little misfit in the woods. I think I know who this is. I don't want to call out her name in case I'm wrong.
I think it's Rochelle.
I don't think that one is, because we see another one that says Rochelle. But she said, "Good morning. Woke up, accidentally caught this live. I've been wandering the woods looking at what's out there. Fun stuff."
Yay! I love that. Go find some good stuff.
And then Rochelle says, "Love this, listening while talking in the woods."
I love that everybody's out in the woods today.
Yes, yes. Oh, so maybe it was her. Maybe it was her. I don't know. But anyway, that's so cool. So let's look. This is why in my programs, we don't chase symptoms. We support systems. We support blood sugar. We support your gut, inflammation, your nervous system, and your nutrient status. I don't sleep on any of that, because that's where this all starts. When those are supported, the body does not have to stay in defense mode anymore. And that is what we try to foster. And it is very sustainable. It's like Wendy said, you don't need a cheat day when you know you can eat a daggone, brownie that is made, that tastes 1,000% better than anything you're going to get out of a box anyway.
It doesn't have any toxic junk in it.
Yes. I mean, so I always use brownie as an example because that's one of Bill's favorites. But I mean, honestly, there's no need to feel like you can't have certain things. That was a game changer for me, y'all. When I learned this lifestyle, I was a 35-year yo-yo dieter. And what was the cause of it being yo-yo? Because I would do this big crash diet. I would follow all the rules. it wouldn't be sustainable because you can only eat so much daggone cabbage soup or whatever the heck it is that you're doing, for that gimmick. And then when you come off of it, you go, woo, I'm going to go eat a whole pizza. I'm going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and eat my weight in chicken wings. I'm going to go eat a tub of ice cream. You do all these things. You don't have to do that when you do not have to do that when you know that there are great substitutions for those very things. And guess what? 99.9% of them taste better than anything you had before.
And it's just a learning thing.
Yes.
At first, I remember when I first started learning from Wendy, it felt a little overwhelming because I felt like I needed to change everything at once. And it doesn't have to be like that. You just continue to learn, continue to change. And as my experience has been, the more clean I eat, the better I feel. Right. Head to toe, whether it's my hair grows better, my teeth feel cleaner. Yeah. So many different things. And it's like, you want more of that. Yeah. So it creates that little snowball effect where it's like, I have extra energy. I feel great. I want more of that.
Exactly. It builds momentum and it makes you never want to not live this lifestyle. I tell people all the time because they'll call me and they'll be like, Wendy, you're going to be so mad at me. I cheated. I did this, this, and this. And I'm like, you didn't cheat on anything. That's a learning, especially if you're calling me and telling me, wow, I feel horrible because I had this. Congratulations. You just learned how much you don't ever want to go back to that.
Right. Remember when we were in Key West and we went to the hibachi place?
Yes.
And Wendy told them no sauce. They gave her sauce. And for like 3 days, she was just immobile. She was hurting and couldn't walk.
Yep. Yep.
So we understand that it happens and you're going to have backslides sometimes. But the important thing is to get up and keep going.
Yep. Exactly. So this is a common scenario that I see all the time. Someone will tell me I'm eating healthy, I'm working out, I don't understand why nothing's working. But when we dig in, and this is why I added, as a matter of fact, I'll throw this up here too. I added, let me find my Function Health Labs to all of my programs now. Yeah. When you use my code, I believe you get $25 off, which is what you've got up there. You don't need an actual discount code at checkout. You just use that link, that QR code. But I dig into what their underlying labs look like. A lot of times they're under eating, their bodies are stressed, they're not sleeping, and their blood sugar's all over the place. So their body's saying that it doesn't feel safe. I'm not letting go of anything right now, including weight, because I don't feel safe. Yeah. So we have to support our body's natural systems so that you can even lose weight. That's right. And a lot of people don't understand that this goes hand in hand. This is so much more than just, cutting your calories. Right. That is not the be all end all when it comes to the proper way to lose weight. So your body's not stubborn. It's actually being strategic, right. And that's the thing. So, all right, we are almost out of time. So let me just see. I want to just wrap this up. But root cause thinking, instead of how do I fix the symptoms, what is creating the environment that led to this? So examples, if you have inflammation, it's oftentimes food, stress, and toxins. So that's what we're working on. Hormone imbalance is often stress and blood sugar. Your thyroid issues are often stress, nutrients, and gut. So, it's a matter of looking at all of this. The symptom is the end result. And that's where conventional medicine gets it wrong, because it is only trying to correct that end result. It is not fixing what is causing it all to begin with. It's not at the starting point. So this is the part I really want you to hold on to. If your body is responding, that means it can respond in the other direction too. So if you are having all of this pain, if you are exhausted, if you have all these negative symptoms, all we need to do is figure out what your body is trying to tell you, and then we feed it properly. We make sure we're doing the proper movement, the proper supplements. We reduce, we improve the sympathetic nervous system and reduce the parasympathetic, or other way around. Yes, we reduce the sympathetic, we increase the parasympathetic, and to reduce our stress. We do all of this as a response to what your body is telling us. And then guess what? You feel amazing. So practical takeaways: eat in a way that stabilizes your body, good amount of protein, high fiber, reduce inflammatory inputs, stop with the daggone processed foods, prioritize sleep. And for some people, this means that you need to reduce more things than just processed foods. For some people, they actually react to other things. So, and just my last little faith integration into this, because that is what I do this for.
It's a huge part.
That's what it is. God did not design our bodies to just break down randomly.
That's right.
He designed them to communicate, to protect, and to heal. But we have to come back into alignment with that design.
That's right.
So that is that, y'all. And I'm sure
never think that the spiritual factor doesn't have anything to do with how your body is healing or not healing.
Yes.
It is a huge part of it.
Yes, yes, yes. Look, Rochelle, I honestly don't miss all that junk that I thought I couldn't live without.
That's right. That's what you do realize.
Yeah.
That once you go a certain amount of time without things, and then you go back and you have it,
you don't miss
it's
it.
not as good as what you thought it was.
It's awful. It's terrible. And you don't want to feel like that again.
No.
I'm looking forward to, we don't have a date set yet. And I still got to talk to you about this, Wendy, but we're going to have Rochelle on in the very near future to share her testimony.
I would love to. I know her story is great.
Oh man. She will be such an inspiration to so many. She is an inspiration to so many, but I would love to have her on here, and we're going to work that out, because
yes, I would love that.
Yes. All right, girl, what you got coming up this week?
I am, I said earlier, my to-do list is huge. We had the transplant consult with University of Virginia yesterday for Rick. So I have homework. This is my reading.
Wow.
He's still processing everything. We're not sure yet what steps we're going to take forward. I'm going to make a phone call to Believe Big today to try to find out some information, because my researching is going nowhere for holistic things to do to help him, alternatives.
They'll know.
Yes. So I'm busy researching. I have a heavy to-do list. I have shampoo bars to make. I have triple herbal ointment to make. I have calendula ointment to make, because I'm currently low on stock on a lot of things. So I'm trying to get the stock built back up and stay busy, keep my mind going, and praise through the whole storm.
Amen, sister. That's the way. That's the attitude. Praise him in this storm, because he's going to get us
even more than normal, because like, I feel like I love to worship, especially to music, and when I'm doing things around the house or whatever, but my mind will sometimes take over with the what ifs.
Yes.
So I have a terrible habit of getting kind of stuck in that. So in order to keep myself from getting stuck in that what if rut, I'm going to be worshiping more, because when I'm worshiping, I don't get into that what if rut.
Yes. 100%. That's, pray continually, and he'll guide through it.
And that he lead the way. Yep. And I'm going to allow him to lead the way.
Yep. Well, the big thing I have coming up in the next week, other than just still I'm working through all my connections that I made over the weekend, and I have so many people to catch up with, which is such a blessing. But I am actually doing a seminar for Beauty for Ashes Africa on Monday evening. They are a wonderful Christian organization that helps with women who've been rescued from sex trafficking. And I'm actually doing my Fuel for the Calling talk. I'm doing one on body, and the other two women that I did another women's conference with, Trisha and Chrissy Duke, they are doing their soul and spirit talks on separate weeks. So this coming Monday, I'm doing one on the body as far as fuel for the calling. So I'm very excited about that.
Very exciting.
But we will see you all next week. We thank you guys for tuning in. Absolutely love y'all. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Join the Freedom Holistic Wellness community on School. And we have so much going on in there. You would be a blessing to us if you were there, and you will feel blessed with all that we cover in there. And we just love to share with you guys. All right. Have an amazing week. We love you.